like that, yeah. I like that, yeah. Yeah.
American Bully, that's a dream. From XL booties to extreme. Pocket stamping, not left behind. Bully breathing is a grind, and we don't mind. Pick it up shit, face doing posting. Put in the time, we get left behind. Stand on your 2 feet, no joint in crowd. Stay grounded with 10 toes down. Some get big handy when they win at a show. Some act like Joe, plus some hype for dough. Real breeders are humble, you know. Cause they know just cause you won the class don't mean you won the show.
And just like that, it's already Friday. Just like that, man. Talk about days going by quickly, man. I don't know if that's happening to y'all, but it's definitely happening to me. We got Shade Tree sending some love, saying QBNK. She's showing the different color hearts, nothing but love. Tonight, we're going to be talking about colors. We're going to be talking about colors for those of you that have color questions. Those of you that watched our long form video on color, I think you're going to enjoy this because we're going to go hands on with pictures of dogs, and man, I'm going to be giving you some insights that you guys are probably not. Let me not say I haven't said them before because I have, but we're going to put them together for you. It's going to make sense. So I think we're on for a good live tonight. Jared Malera, what's going on? Hold up, man. I don't have Kyle up in here tonight. So man, let's see. How do I feel? A little reggaeton. Let's see. There we go. That's about right. There we go. That's the vibe I'm feeling tonight, man. That's the vibe I'm feeling tonight. I'm sorry, I am a little bit under the weather. As you can see, I got a little sweater on because it's actually really hot outside, but it's freezing up in here in my house, man. So I had to put a little sweater on. Jared Malera, what's going on? We got Freddie Strevia, like always. What is up? V. Ferreira, hit them like buttons as you enter. Raymond Bulls, what up? Missed the last few, but not this one. This is going to be a good one, man. It's going to be interesting. We got some stuff to drop. Jared Malero says, your color video was great. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. You know, I decided to go back to the basics. Just teach you guys stuff, you know, not so much teach you guys like I'm a professor or anything. I've just been doing this a little bit longer than you guys. So basically passing it down would be a more correct way of saying it, man. What's good, Bully fam? Jet Ski 22. We got D. Taylor. The wheel is already spinning in the back. Oh, you talking about this wheel right up here? Oh, yeah. Gonna be good. Hey, I'm offering $1,000. $1,000 if you can prove to me that there's such thing as a champagne try. I've already seen in a couple of groups people talking about they got some champagne tries for sale. Man, all I can say is sometimes it's interesting what you see around there. Jetski 22 says, smash that like button, number love, man. We got Salvador Enriquez. Do you see the American Bulldog having Merle patterns soon like other dogs? Salvador, unfortunately, I'm not. I've put most of my resources and time into the American Bully, not so much the American Bulldog. But I will say this: I want to say it doesn't surprise me anymore if you're going to see Merle in any one of the bully breeds, and of course, the American Bulldog is the biggest of the bully breeds, or one of the biggest. 8 says, all eyes and ears. Let's get it, Raul. Yeah, man. We're going to get it started. What's up, Bully fam? Hello, Friday. That's right, Miss Freddie Stravy. Days are going by too quick. Yeah, guys, K9s. What's up? How's the Bully fam doing tonight, man? We're doing good, man. I'm a little bit under the weather. That's why I got a sweater on. But no big deal, man. We're going to make it. It's not that bad. Adam Field says, good evening, Bully fam. QBNK College says Shay. No, actually, not QBNK College, QBNK Friday night bully talk. That's right. Professor Raul, no. Cut it out, man. I don't want people thinking like this is a class and you're dreading it. It's Friday. You've gone through your whole week. Now you got to sit down through this class. No, man, it's not. No, we're going to have a good time, man. This happy hour over here. Freddie Strivey says, you're a great teacher. You break it down for everyone to understand. Appreciate you, Raul. Well, listen, I'll be honest with you guys. We made that chart, what was it, 2 years ago? And, we're just repeating, man. We're just repeating, passing down information that needs to be passed down because, look, guys, I don't breed solely based on color. But to say or disregard color altogether would be a fallacy. Truth of the matter is there's a lot of breeders selling dogs that, without the color would be a perfect 5, but because they have amazing colors, people are willing to pay top dollars. I mean, that's just a fact. VBXK Bullies. LV says the breakdown on the color was amazing information indeed. Well, do me a favor. If you thought the breakdown in the color video was amazing, okay, do me a favor, make sure to share it, okay? And if tonight's breakdown, because we're going to go even heavier than what we did there, you do us a favor as well, you give us a share, all right? Jared Malero says, in your opinion, what's the rarest coat color for an American Bully? I think that the rarest coat color for an American Bully that I've seen, I've actually had it in my yard, is cream. It's cream. Is that double E, which trumps everything. Double E is the most powerful of all colors because like I had said in the video, you have eumelanin, which is going to give you your black and your brown. Then you have your pheomelanin, which is going to give you your reddish to yellowish colors. And when you're mixing that red and yellowish, you get cream, right? And then if you add dilution to that, that's when you get champagne, right? Shatri says, learning about American Bully is fun. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I got texted by someone. And so let's kick off the conversation with this. I'm going to break a couple of things down for you guys. I want you guys, even if you're wrong, I want you to take a shot at what the color of this dog is right here. Okay? I want you to take a shot. Tell me, what do you see? Go ahead and write your comments. Until I get 10 comments, I'm not even going to come and give you guys the answer. So start commenting and let me know what color is this pup right here. Okay? You don't have to be right. You don't have to be right. That's what this is all about. So we can sit here and talk about it, right? All right. We got messages coming in. All right. We got messages coming in. I love this because tonight we're going to learn something. I'm going to learn you. I'm going to pass it down to you. All right. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 comments. All right. All right. You see, that wasn't too hard, was it? So sorry, I'm a little under the weather. So, obviously, when you look at this pup, you can tell there are brindle markings, right? And brindle is when that black and red patterns come in. And definitely this dog has the black and red patterns coming in, okay? But there's something else going on with this pup, right? Actually, there's two things going on with this pup that is yelling right at you, screaming at you, right? But if you didn't know, it's like anything else. If you didn't know, it'd be staring at you and you just wouldn't know better, right? So I'm going to break it down for you. So I want you to take a look at this pup's nose, right? Take a look at the pup's nose, because we know brindle is a pattern of black and red. We understand that. But brindle allows tricoloring, and it also allows regular coloring. Remember on the QBN color chart, you have at the very top, right? You got your double E's, but then to the left of the double E's, you have a capital letter E or dominant E with a recessive E. When you go down to the K locus, right, all the way to the left, right, my right, your left, if you're viewing, all the way to the left, you're gonna have, you know, KBKB or KBKY. All the way to the right, you're going to see KYKY, which is that transparent coat, right? Transparent coat of paint. We know that KBKB is a dark coat of paint. That's where you get your ghost tries, right? But if you go even further, all the way to your right, my left, you're going to see it says KBR. But KBR allows both tricoloring, and it allows also the solid coloring. So the reason that that's important, right? The reason that that's important is because this puppy's nose, right? This puppy's nose is talking to you. So let me look at the messages here real quick. We got some messages up in here. Okay, V Ferrero says brindle. V identifies the pattern. Blue try, says Gerard Malero. So I see the blue. I don't see the try markings. I see brindle, but I don't see try markings, and I'm looking around for them. I'm just not seeing. Reverse brindle, VBX. Explain to me what reverse brindle is, man, because it sounds like it's something that was made up in the community, and I really want to know. Blue brindle says 8, and that is correct. This puppy is blue brindle. Okay, you could see the blue wanting to come through the brindle, but look at that puppy's nose and tell me, what color is that puppy's nose? Can somebody tell me what the puppy's nose color is? Huh? All right, Shay Tree took a crack at it. She said chocolate and white. And no, Shay, you missed the patterning. And the pattern on this pup is brindle. Okay? And remember, there's 3 patterns. There's brindle. That's one pattern. 10 points is the next pattern. And then the last pattern it's not really even the last pattern. There's more. You got piebald, you got merle, you got harlequin. Those are all patterns, right? Blue brindle, brindle. Okay, what's this puppy's nose color? Huh? What's this puppy's nose color? Can somebody tell me? Huh? Is it trindle? I don't see the try, so I wouldn't call it trindle. Catherine Event says blue nose, and that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. I already know somebody's saying, Ral, you see blue, I see black. That's a black nose. No, you would never be mistaken with a black nose. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example with my little boy over here. Let me see. I guess I don't have much of a chance, but you can tell, for example, my boy Blueberry has a darker nose than that puppy does, but you can also tell that they both have a lighter color than what would be black. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look up. Let me quickly look up a black nose dog. And therefore, once I look up the black nose dog, you'll see what I'm talking about. Black nose Labrador. I'm just going to put Labrador because it's a very easy and common dog, so I don't have to go through so many pictures. But here you go. Yeah. So a black nose is unmistakable. I'm trying to, now I got too many choices to pick from. But here, we'll go with this guy right here. Maybe not. Sorry guys, I should have had the black nose. Here you go. We're going to go with this guy right here. So let me go ahead and bring it up. I think you guys are going to like this. So let me show you. Here we go. Look at the black nose, right? That's black. Just unmistakable. That's black. This is blue compared to that, right? And look, that is blue. You can see a little sliver of the black nose over there, right? Look at the black nose and look at the blue nose, right? It's noticeably lighter, right? In Blueberry's case, maybe not too noticeable, but it is, okay? So let me go ahead and take that off, and let me go ahead and sorry guys, I'm on my own on Fridays, man. I get abandoned on Fridays, but it's all good, man. It's all good. We're gonna enjoy this tonight. So that's why I'm referring to this girl as a blue trindle, because I can see the brindle markings or pattern. I don't see tri anywhere, but I see a blue nose, right? And so that's what's telling me what the underlying color is, okay? If anybody wants to come on and show me a dog that's brindle, and you have any questions or whatever, by all means, I'll go ahead and let me drop. There you go. I'm going to drop a link. And those of you that want to jump in here live and, you want me to take a look at your dog, I'll be more than happy to. So we just dropped the link. All right. So Flex has a black nose, says Adam Fields. So if Flex has a black nose, let me explain to you what a black nose means, right? A black nose means that on that K locus, right? That K locus, you have a dog that has a combination of KB. That's what that means. That dog is not KY. So if you're trying to breed, say, tries, and you don't want ghost tries, make sure that neither dog has a black nose. In fact, even if they have a blue nose, it means that their nose is letting you know that the K locus, the last coat of paint that's coming on, is going to be dark, and the tricoloring is going to have a very hard time pushing through. Okay, so I already know, for example, and he's a tri-carrier, my boy Blueberry right here. He's a tri-carrier, but I already know that when I breed him, I have to breed him to a very light colored female, right? If I want tri to come through, okay? If that's the case, if that's what I wanted, all right? All right, so let me continue here, man. We got Sensei Raul was good. What's up? What's up, Dewan Meredith, number love. Appreciate the respect, Malachi. I always got the Blues. They have a special place in my heart. Yeah, Blues do. They definitely do. Adam Field says, love me some Flex. Definitely a black nose. That is correct, man. Also, you may have a dog, and let me give you an example. This was a dog that was shown on the last live, but I left her up there. If you look at her nose, beautiful dog, by the way. She's an amazing looking dog. If you look at her nose, you're going to notice, right, that her nose is what I like to call blue and red, right? It's more of a purplish nose, but what that's telling me is the nose is carrying both KB and KY, and the dog has dilution. Okay, if it's blue or black, that K locus is going to be is letting you know it's going to be KB. Now, let me prove it to you even further And let me go ahead and bring up my Embark, right? Let me bring up Embark. Once I bring up Embark, then now you guys could actually see it real time. And you can also, let me see what dog we got here. Okay. So, okay, this is a Merle dog. Hold on. We'll come back to Congo. He's Merle. Well, let me show you my boy Blueberry, right? He is right over here. He is. Here you go. BB King Blueberry. All right. So let's go view his summary. And we're going to go to traits. I know somebody came in the back. James Guy, I see you. Give me a second, James. Let me just go in here real quick. Let me show you my boy Blueberry's, right? B locus. Okay. And here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy. He's got capital B, lowercase b. Okay. I feel like Embark recently has been taking a bit of shortcuts. Remember how they used to put up a brindle and now they don't do it? I think it's to save $1. And I think they're kind of doing that here. They're saying, okay, he's either capital B, lowercase b, or 2 lowercase b's. Well, we know he cannot be 2 lowercase b's because he would be brown. So he must be capital letter B, lowercase b. That's what he is. I'm well aware of that. And what makes him blue is not necessarily this uppercase B and lowercase b. That actually makes him black initially. What makes him blue is going to be our D locus, right? And there he is, lowercase d, lowercase d. That's dilution. Remember, I told you guys in the video, you can look at dilution one of two ways. It's either you're adding white or transparent, but either way, you're just the intensity of the colors being modified to less. All right. So we got that. Let me bring my guy James Guy. Let's see what he's got to ask. Let me bring him on. Hold on, buddy. Hold on a second. There we go. What's up, James?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. What's your question, man?
Nothing much. I was just wanting you to see the noses on my blue brindles here.
Okay. I'm gonna need some light, man, because the lighting, I'm telling you right now, it's making it difficult for me to make it out. So either go to a bathroom or somewhere where there's plenty of light. Okay, there you go. Okay. And that's a blue brindle? Yeah, it's a blue nose. Sir. I want to say it's a blue nose. Do you have a picture where this dog is in sunlight?
Oh yeah, of course. Okay.
If you I thought my guy Kyle was here, but if you could show it on the screen or something.
I'm kind of new to this broadcasting thing. I don't really know how to work all the controls.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? I'm sure she's got a blue nose, man, because if she had a black nose, and let me just say, brindles can have a black nose, by the way. Okay. So when you have a black nose, it means either KB or KBR. Remember, they're no longer differentiating with a KB or KBR. If she has, say, a blue coloring coming through, do you have that normally? That you see that of her?
Yes, the mother. This is the mom. She's a blue.
Okay, so yeah, so that's where she's getting her blue from. The dilution to turn the black to blue. More likely than not, she's getting it from mom. And if dad was blue as well, or even brindle, and he was carrying a dilution gene, then that's where
the stud, he was a lilac.
Yeah, well then there you go. To be lilac, you got to have dilution. So he was probably brown with a lot of dilution. So that's pretty much it. So James, my guy, where are you located at, man?
Upstate South Carolina in Spartanburg.
Okay, and do you have a kennel name?
Guys Canines.
Okay, Guy Canines. So there you have it, guys. If you want to see his dogs or you want to get in contact with him, Guys Canine all the way near Spartansburg, South Carolina. You got anything else, bro, before I jump off and start answering questions?
No, not off the top of my head, not right now.
Okay, well, James, listen, bro, I appreciate you showing me your dog. I appreciate, showing me a brindle with a blue nose. You're spot on with the topic. Nothing but love, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So, hey, James, Guys Kennel, Spartanburg, South Carolina. They got some blue brindles over there, man. Absolutely. Let me wait a minute. There we go. Sorry guys, I don't have my guy Kyle over here. So I'm over here, fumbling away a little bit. Here we go. Okay. So let me see. Let me bring this on there. There you go. So there's our color chart. So yeah, you're looking at brindle all the way to the top right. But in reality, it's part of that K locus. And that's the one that's, putting that brindle patterning. However, if you go to the colors all the way to the left of your screen, you're going to see you got blacks, browns, you could have Isabella, you could have dilute black, which is blue, right? And then it also unlocks the A locus, right? The A locus, which is, you have possibility of tri-carrier, sable, etc., etc. All right. So we got that, man. We got some questions up in here. So let me jump on them questions here real quick, guys. Let's see. Man, you guys are excited about tonight's topic. I knew you would. Let's see. Malachi saying my boy's tri marks didn't come through until he was maybe 6 months. He is blue brindle, we thought originally, and then some brown eyebrows came in. Yeah, guys, you got to realize brindling. I like to call it that. Brindling, you don't know what you're going to get where. And the same goes with say, Merle and Harlequin and Piebald. That has to do with a different chart altogether that's going to show the intensity of the pattern. And we'll eventually get into those topics. But for right now, we're just sticking to color, right? We're just sticking to colors. And yeah, you're going to find if you have a brindle dog, if it does have tri or anything like that, that eventually in due time, things are going to start popping up. How can I send you a picture of my brindle, Raul? Listen, you could send it to my DM. We could talk through there. Unfortunately, I don't have Kyle in the back just being able to upload things that are coming in. And if I start doing it while we're talking, it's just going to take a little bit too long. Jeremy Malero says, can you make the screen a little bit bigger? We can't really see the embark. Yeah, absolutely. Let me bring the embark, right? And you say you want it to be bigger. How's that right there? No, that's too big. There we go. How about that right there? I hope that suits you, Jeremy Malero. So what I was saying to my boy Blueberry is that the double D's, right, for dilution, that's what makes him blue, right? That's what makes him blue. We know he's black because we were able to see him, and he's got a capital B and lowercase b, right? That's how I know he's black. Luckily for me, I know he's got no Merle, right? And I know he doesn't have piebald, right? That's solid color all the way through. What I do know about him, this is why it's so important to embark, guys, is he's got a double short muzzle gene. And if I went a little bit further down, this is what makes this little boy really, really special. He's got a capital N and an I. For those of you that follow me, you know that I pivoted because I want to make American Bully XLs with more breed type, right? So when you have an NI as a pocket, you're able to breed that to a standard that is also an I, right? The transition is a lot smoother. And also you may get some dogs that are double N. Double N is really important, especially if you're trying to breed XLs, because that's the IGF-1, which is the insulin-like growth hormone. And in order to get the growth that you're looking for, you're going to need some N's in there, right? So that's the meaning behind that. Shaytree says, I meant the picture of that beautiful girl reminds me of a gorilla. Yeah, she does. Gorilla backs kennel. Look at that. Talking about gorilla. 59 people on the live, only 15 likes. Everybody show love. You got the best live on YouTube. Share, like, comment, hit the like button. It's free. Thank you, Gorilla. Nothing but love. Thank you, Gorilla backs kennel. Unfortunately, we get more haters up in here than we got people that, I mean, they're taking in the information, but they would never give us a like, man. It's unfortunate. Tricom Bully says, hey, QBN Kennel's question. How do you get the Ura Hero color code? I don't know what that is, bro. Let me look up what Ura Hero color code is. I'm sorry, man. I just, I don't know. I just never heard of that. Let me see how you spelled that too, man. That was wild little spelling. Ura Hero. Okay. Ura Hero. I'm probably killing the pronunciation. I get it. Okay. So I guess the Ura Hero, for some reason, the dogs that are coming up are mostly, what are they called? Shiba Inu, Japanese. Okay, but you get it on the Frenchies. Okay, so here's the deal, bud. I don't know, and part of the reason I don't know is because even though Frenchies are bully breed, we don't have that in American Bullies. So that's the main reason why it's something that I don't even know, to be honest with you. Jeremy Malero, what's a Harlequin pattern? I don't believe I've seen it. Okay. Let me bring up a Harlequin pattern. I think, all right, let me just go to a full screen here, and let's bring up a Harlequin pattern so you can see it. Mostly Great Danes are the ones that are going to be carrying the. Oh, here you go. Here you go. So. Let me show you guys. Let me stop the screen, bring up the new screen. Here you go. This is what a Harlequin pattern is. Okay, that's Harlequin. And all Harlequin is a displacement of the color white. I'm sorry, of color with white. Okay, and it's a little bit more intense than, say, Merle. Okay. Merle, you're going to get more of this, right? There's color displacement, but there's still like a background color in there. With Harlequin, it's white and the color, right? That's what differentiates Harlequin. Harlequin, whenever I think of Harlequin, I think of a double Merle, of a more intense Merle. Because the white comes in as a sea of white, right? So this is what Harlequin is. Oh, my bad, guys. I thought you guys were seeing my screen. My apologies. My apologies. There you go. My apologies. This is Harlequin right here. Okay, this is Harlequin, and like I said, I think of double Merles when I think of Harlequin. Only because the color displacement is so much more intense. Because typically in a Merle, you may get something like this, where you got the displacement of color, but you still have a little bit more coloring in the background per se. Whereas with Harlequin, it's going to be black or white, right? There's no in between, right? It's that much more profound. Right. So, yeah, there you go. Thanks for the question. Yep. Thanks for the question. That's definitely Harlequin for you. Why does an embark test for Coco in American Bullies? I thought they did. Let me open up my embark once again. And again, guys, these are companies. And that's the thing about companies, man. One day they do it one way, they do it another. The only thing you could be rest assured is they're looking to make $1, right? But look, here's Coco. Here it is. My dog was tested for Coco. And this was pretty recent. Blueberry's only what, like 10 months old? So he doesn't carry Coco, right? Coco would be lowercase co, which tells you it's a recessive gene. You would need both CO, like it says here, for it to appear. My boy has neither. He's got NN in the Coco gene. But yeah, Coco is tested. Coco is tested. Tupac, love you guys. Trupac, number love, man. Appreciate you. Free Bird stopping in, dropping some love. ML from West Palm Beach. There you go. Tri-County, number love. You got Miami-Dade, Broward, and West Palm. Man, it's been a minute since I've been down there. Last time I was in West Palm, I seen a shark, which was pretty cool. Tricom bullies, we have them in a small amount of bullies, but like you said, they might be mixed. I've seen it in one blue pride bully. Yeah, man, here's the thing about colorations and things like that. Even though, again, I'm not a color breeder, I don't dismiss it whatsoever. I make it 5% of the equation and no more than that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people out here that realize that, you know, the ignorant, and I don't mean to insult anybody, but there's no other word that befits it any better. You know, what happens typically is people fall in love with a breed, but they know nothing about it. And that not knowing is referred to as ignorance, right? So I'm not trying to insult anybody. So what ends up happening is they want to buy impulsively, but they're ignorant to the breed. And that's where a lot of these breeders will come in and, you know, paint, you know, Bambi spots, you know, somehow breed the dog to have Bambi spots and you know, be whatever, cross it with whatever breed in order to get the colors that are going to sell. Is the split face mask a part of the other chart? Yes, it is. And let me give you guys a little bit of a preview of what that is and where that comes in, okay? It's called an oligo, it's an oligo chart. Hold on. Let me just put Merle. I forget the name of it. Yeah, oligo lengths. Okay. So yes, it's got to do with oligo lengths. And let me see if I can get one where it shows face pigmentation so I can show you. So yeah, these breeders that are producing dogs with particular masks or whatnot, they will never sit here and reveal this to you because, oh, it's a big secret. They're going to steal my industry secrets or whatever. But in reality, once you guys figure it out, you're going to see it's really no big deal. So let me show this chart to you. But, you know, then again, that's what this community is all about, is about, you know, creating secrets and all this, that, and the third in order to create speculation. Really, that's what it is. And when there's a lot of speculation, then, you know, prices go up. So if you're looking at the screen, right, look at the one on the right. I know I got one all the way on the left. That's what it looks like once the dog is tested. But in reality, it gives you different scales right here, different scales, right? In fact, let me click on it. There you go. Different scales. So, you know, for example, we've spoken on cryptic merles. And cryptic merles are merles that are merles, right? That are merles, but they don't show it. So you do a genetic test on a dog like my girl Chanel over here, and Chanel comes up merle. But I promise you, I would give you $1,000 if you could find a merle spot on this dog anywhere, right? Another thing that I will say is that the brown coloring And in her case, is crazy, right? So check this out. She has both the intensity gene, and I'll get into it. I'll show you guys what she has. But the brown coloring can cover merle patterns very well for some reason, right? So cryptic merles, in addition, have a lower, or on the lower end of that scale, right? Then you have a dilute merle, which you could start seeing the color becoming more, diluting that base color. Then you have your standard merle, which I had shown you on a previous picture. You could see a diluted bottom color with spots basically. And then the higher end on that scale, you get Harlequin, where that base color is gone and it's turned to white. Okay. And how do you get all this, Raul? Well, it's actually, guys, it's really not rocket science. If you find a company, there's some companies, you just got to do your homework on Google. There are some companies that will test specifically the olegal scale, what I just showed you. And with that olegal scale, right, based on where it falls and all that, you're able to make a determination as to how powerful merle is going to be expressed. Then in addition to that, they have other scales, particularly in the face, where it can tell you if it can divvy up the face. So when you got these people out here saying, oh, we have the rarest merle on earth, really all they done is they did their homework and they bred two dogs that gave them that split face. That's all it is, guys. That's why I keep telling you guys, stop believing the hype, because that's really what it's all about, man. Let me see. Is a double merle breeding two merles? Never do that together. Yes, no, don't breed two merles together. I don't care if you have a cryptic one. Look, technically you could breed a cryptic merle to a merle. Okay. So if you have a cryptic, with a legal scale of 25 to 55 BP, and you have another dog that's so you have a cryptic right here. Let me click on this so I don't get you confused. So you have a cryptic over here that's got 25 to 55. You could breed it to a standard that's 78 to 86. Here's the reason why I say never do that. Reason I say never do that is because not even just an embark test can guarantee you that this dog is 25 to 55, right? So you have to pay an additional amount to get these numbers. Unless you're paying to get these numbers, don't ever breed two merles together, because at the end of the day, you're playing with fire. All right. Yeah, Malachi says that's a no-no. That's correct. I think my new pup is a Harlequin. I thought he was merle. That's possible. Or piebald. You got to get the test done. Ghost merle, laugh out loud, says Dupree Anders. Ghost merle. So again, ghost merles are the dogs that have a KB. I'm going to show you a ghost merle right now. Let's see here. Let me bring it up. Yeah. Let me show you a ghost merle. So, I'm sorry, not a ghost merle. Man, it's been a long day. A ghost try is what I meant to say. So, my boy Power, may he rest in peace. If you go to his K-Locus, let me make sure that you guys are seeing this. Yeah. You go to his K-Locus, you're going to see his KB. So what did I say about KB? I said the K-Locus is the last coat of paint, right? So if you have a dog that's showing KB, right? We said KB or KBKY. Any combination where KB comes first, right? That dog is going to be black, or the last coat of paint is going to be dark. That's what that says. But if you go to my boy, you're going to see his 8 locus was ATAT, which means he's got tri markings. The reason this says not expressed is because this is KB. That's why you get not expressed, because this KB. If this was KY, that wouldn't even be there. But the reason that you were able to see his markings is because the dilution gene turned his coat from black to blue, right? To a lighter grayish color. It was because of dilution that you could see his ghost tri. Had he not been dilute, he'd be walking around tri, but you would never be able to see it, right? Shay says Chanel, she loves her face. Let me show you something about Chanel. Remember I told you she's Merle, but she is what they call a cryptic Merle, which is a Merle that doesn't show, right? So let's go down to Chanel. Here she is. So check this out. We're going to go into her traits. And notice she is KY, but she has something that no other of my dogs had, right? And it's the intensity loci. I know I didn't add that into the chart. It can really confuse you if I got into it. But anyways, she's intensity positive, right? If you notice, apricot hair, right? Apricot. You see the color, you see how it says the color apricot, right? So if you bring up Chanel, right? She's not your regular fawn. She's just not a fawn. She's apricot color, right? Right? She's apricot. I'm going to show you what fawn looks like. This is what fawn looks like, right? That's a fawn dog right there. But Chanel was not fawn. She was apricot because Chanel had the intensity gene, right? She had the intensity gene. Now, not only did she have the intensity gene, right? Look at this. She was non-dilute with dilution. She was a non-dilute dilute carrier, right? So that's what made that apricot color, that's what makes that apricot color come at you so intensely, is that she is non-dilute, okay? The reason I know that she's Merle is because we have the capital M right there for her, okay? And she's not a double Merle because, you know, we would have two uppercase M's. That's not the case for her, right? So let me go back to the questions here. Is Merle carrier a thing? Okay, let me bring the screen right back up. I need to show you something. So the reason that Merle, there's no such thing as a Merle carrier is because Merle is a dominant gene, okay? The only time you have carrier is when you're dealing with a recessive gene, okay? Like B locus, right? You could have a capital letter B and a lowercase b, right? Or like here, for example, this is the perfect example right here, the D locus. She is non-dilute, dilute carrier, right? Because in order to show dilute, you need two lowercase letter D's because this is a recessive gene. But this capital D is dominant. He doesn't care what follows it. As long as he's a capital letter D, she is going to be non-dilute. Therefore, you don't speak on the carrier. The only time you speak on the carrier is when you're dealing with a recessive gene. Isn't breeding Merle to a white dog also risky? And a big no. Yes. Displacement of color is a big problem. I repeated it on the video. Eyes, ears, heart, liver. And that's just very top of it. Spleen also needs melanin. There's also other organs that need it, vital organs that need it. But yeah, you don't want to breed anything that's displacing color that much. What are the safest colors to breed together without having traumatic consequences? In reality, any colors. the only time you start getting into traumatic issues is when you lighten the colors so much to the point where there's a lack of melanin for the eyes or the ears or the heart or the liver. That's when you start running into problems. Okay. So tell you what, let me bring this up again. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to bring up pups, and I want you guys to express it in genetic form. And the first person to express it in genetic form, I'm gonna give you a free wheel spin. Okay, how about that? We're gonna have a little fun with it, right? So, listen, VBX CO colors. I don't get into. I mean, look, man. I'm not taking away that doesn't exist. I know it does, but it's rare. And when it's that rare, I don't get into it, man. I really don't. Because believe it or not, I did a basic color chart, as you guys well know. I have received between yesterday and today easily over 100 messages where people didn't comprehend the difference between light brown, you know, how you go from brown to light brown. So could you imagine I start adding the Hirahu and the, you know, the CO colors and all these other ones? It really starts getting complicated, man. So forgive me, but that's the reason behind it. All right. Yeah, man. Number love, bro. Number love. I just don't want to confuse, you know, the masses, bro. That's all, man. So let me bring up a doggy color. And then I want you guys to analyze the nose, right? Because now y'all going to be analyzing the nose, right? So I'm going to bring up a real easy one for you first, right? I'm going to bring up an easy one. Here it is. Boom. There you go. Okay. So I'm pretty sure y'all figured out that's my girl Sunshine, right? So, oh, another thing. Wait a minute. One other thing I wanted to explain to you guys. I totally missed. So I apologize for that. But I want to explain something to you guys. You remember this blue brindle we were talking about? Okay. So, you know, this is still a puppy, but say this puppy was 6 months old. And the reason I say 6 months is because typically that's when you get color changes in the eyes. So, two things this puppy is talking to me is when I look at the nose, I know K on the K locus, you at least have to have KB. And I know it has dilution because the nose is not full-blown black. But the other thing that's telling me that there's dilution is the color of the eyes. Now, if you're looking at a 3-month-old puppy, don't go off of that. But if you're looking at a 6-month-old pup, let's just say for argument's sake, this was a 6-month-old puppy, then I would say, yeah, this is a blue brindle, no doubt. Because brindle is the pattern. Blue is the color. I could tell it's blue because of the nose. I could see it coming off of the dog phenotypically. And I know you have dilution because the dilution gene lightens the nose and the eyes. It doesn't lighten just one and not the other. It's going to lighten both, right? So just keep that in mind. That's how you know you got dilution. Now, let's see our boy here, Blueberry. You really can't see his eyes, but trust me, if you did, they're not black. They're lightened enough to where you would know that there is dilution, okay? So let me go back to my girl Sunshine over here. My little Sunshine, she really has won me over, this girl, man. She's really won me over. And let's see what you guys said. So, chocolate try. Nope, she's not chocolate. Another thing for chocolate, and let me see if I could bring up on the internet so you can see what I'm talking about. Chocolate. Let me put dog nose with Coco. Dog nose with Coco. Okay. There you go. So I want to show you guys this because as we are seeing the answers, I'm able to teach you guys a couple of things. So let me bring up, don't worry, we're gonna bring up the wheel here again, but I want to show you guys when a dog is positive for Coco, what the nose color is, right? And the one I've seen that I can vouch for is literally a Coco colored nose, right? A Coco colored nose is different than a red nose and is different than a blue nose, right? Let me change it over for you guys to see it a little better. Yeah, right. So you see that dog here. Let me go in there. Let me click on him. Sorry guys, I'm not as fast as my dude Kyle. Let me share the screen. There you go. Okay, boom. There you go. So that's Coco right there. That's Coco. It's not red. It's not blue. You can't mistake it because it's neither. It's Coco. And if you're to look at Sunshine over here, right? She's got more of a pinkish nose, but there's also like a little bit of blue on there. Wouldn't you agree? Here, let me see if I get an older picture of her. Let's see over here. Well, yeah, you see how her nose has a little tinge of, it's not full-blown pink. It's like purplish, right? There's a little bit lighter, but right? And then you look at her brother. Here's her brother, right? You can see a little bit more in her brother. He's got more of a purple nose, right? Okay, so now that I made it clear that it's not Coco, let's see what else you guys answered. Okay, lilac, try, red nose, sunshine. Okay, close, but no, she doesn't have a red nose. And you got to explain it. Yeah, you got to explain it like this, which is genetically right here. So dilution, right? And then lowercase b for brown, AT, KY. Now look, EJ, I forgot what her embark is. I'm going to look it up and be as surprised as you are. But I'm willing to bet that little bit of a blue tinge on her nose is letting me know that that's not KY, man. That's not KY. I'm just saying. 8 says KY, AT, double lowercase b's for brown and dilution. Again, I don't think she's KY, guys. I could be wrong. Okay, but I don't think it's KY because when you see the nose, it's got that, it's not pure pink, right? It's not a pure red nose, right? So I see everybody saying KY. Dupree says, I'm going to say little Sunshine is BBDD lilac try. Right. Well, Salvador, a little too late, man. I just threw out the KBKY out there. So we'll use this as an exercise. So tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and bring up her embark. And if it was KY, we'll go to whoever answered KY first. But I'm willing to put money. It's possibly KBKY because she's got that little blue tinge. And that little blue tinge, man, it just throws curveballs. So she either has a capital B or she got a blue tinge. So we're it's been a minute since I looked at her embark. So here we go. Let me make it nice and big. Make sure you guys can see it. All right. Okay. So, I stand corrected. She is KY, right? And yeah, she got an intensity loci. You got to be kidding me. All right. Hold on a second. She's ATAT. She got 2 lowercase D's, no Coco, and she's brown. So I'm over here saying that she's got a little blue tinge on her nose and little chunchine. Yeah, I stand corrected. She got a pink nose, guys. I guess, and we're going to take a look at her brother. See how her brother has more of a bluish nose? We'll take a look at her brother right now, but let me take a look at who answered it first. And whoever answered it first, EJ. All right, EJ answered it first. Now, EJ, we have a slight issue. EJ, you're not a member of the channel. I can't spin. I can't spin for you. Unfortunately, I should have mentioned that. My apologies. I'm a little bit under the weather. Cut me a little slack. So, look, 8, you got it right too. But you're not a member of the channel, bro. You're killing me, man. You're really killing me. Let's see. Jared Malero, you almost got it, man, but you got the ATAT missing. KYKY, ATAT, uppercase B. No. Had it been lowercase, you would have gotten it. Let's see. He corrected it here, but Jared Malero, you're not a member. We got nothing but non-members answering. Come on, guys. You're killing me here, man. For as little as $5 a month, you could be a member. Go down to descriptions below this video. So, unfortunately, I don't have the ability to spin the wheel, but the correct answer is KYKY, lowercase b, lowercase b, lowercase d, lowercase d, ATAT. For those of you that don't understand what this means, I'm going to break it down for you. KYKY means transparent coat of paint at the end. That's what that means, right? Followed by lowercase b, which means brown. But it is followed by lowercase d, which means dilution, which means that brown is going to be turned into fawn or even a lighter color because it's being diluted. And then lastly, you have ATAT, which means try. For try to express, it's a recessive gene. You need both letters. So if you notice, they're all recessive genes. KYKY, transparent coat of paint at the end. Lowercase b, you're going to get brown initially. That's going to get diluted with the 2 lowercase d's. That's another recessive because they're both the same. And then you have ATAT, which shows the tan points, right? That's how that works. Let's see. Brother is the same, but dilute black. Hold on real quick, man. Number love to my dude, Maurice Humboldt. He just gifted membership. Let me go running over here, Maurice, real quick for you. And
pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Claro que sí, cabrón. You know, we do this every Monday and every Friday at 8 p.c.st. Thank you so much, Maurice, for supporting us, man. Number love. Yeah, Echo Bullies is saying, brother, it's the same, but dilute black. Let's take a look. Let's go to her brother. Luckily, I embark la-di-da-di everybody, right? Otherwise, this is why you need to embark. I haven't seen her embark in a minute. So her brother, where he's at, he's right here, Patron. Bam. So let's go to traits. He's KYKY, right? He's ATAT. He's lowercase d. So KYKY, transparent coat of paint at the end. ATAT, he's try. He's going to be diluted. But check it out. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Lowercase b. So, yeah. So look at that, man. I stand fully corrected. So there you have it. You could have a little bit of blue on the nose. If the dog is red, is is going to be, you're going to see that pinkish on the nose. You could summon, I'm sorry, not summon. You could come to the conclusion that the dog is dilute. All right. But that's a pretty cool exercise, man. I'm going to bring up another dog here in a moment. Dupree says, love the trivia segments. Let's do another dog trivia. Yeah, man. Hey, you know what? I might just start adding trivia because it's pretty cool because, we all learn. We all learn. Yeah, Echo says, wild surprise. Yeah, me too. Me too. I would have expected for that dog to have either KB or even a B. Because keep in mind, if the dog was blue and it got diluted enough to where it got like a grayish coat, you could actually get a double lowercase b brown dog and dilute it to the point where the coloring goes from brown to grayish. That's what's called a lilac. So, all right, let me bring up another dog, man. That was a good exercise. Let me see if I can complicate y'all a little bit. All right, I'm going to give y'all an easy one, right? I'm going to give y'all, in fact, I'm going to bring up my two bitches that we're going to be breeding. So, first up is going to be my girl, right? That's her name, girl, right? So, I'm going to give you guys a good 30 seconds to take a good look at her. So, let me know, what do you think she has on the K locus? Take a look at her nose. And, obviously her coat. Take a good look. Thank you, Shay. Nothing but love. Appreciate you. Shay, you shouldn't have. Shay Tree, nothing but love. Appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Nothing but love. Here we go.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
We do that every Monday and every Friday, 8 p.c.s.t. Thank you so much, Shay Tree. Nothing but love. So VBX is calling it a capital B for black, B, lowercase b carrier for brown, right? So that's dominant black carrying a brown. And then he's saying KYKY says the last coat of paint is transparent and she is a tri-carrier, he says, because she is AYAT. EJ, on the other hand, is calling her brown because she's two lowercase b's and brown diluted because the two lowercase d's means dilution. He says AYAY, meaning she has no tri, so she's not a tri-carrier or tri whatsoever. And she's KBKY on the K locus, right? EJ, he stands corrected. He stands corrected. He's not calling her brown. He's calling her black. All right. So. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what our girl truly is, man. Let's see. All right. So let me close that. Let me back it up here. There you go. Yep. Where's she at? Here she is. Girl. Here we go. Let me make sure you guys are seeing this right, and you are. And hold on a second. There we go. So, girl, let's go to traits. Let's open it up. I could already tell she's a KB, right? She's already KB. Now, guys, remember what I said about eumelanin, right? And pheomelanin, right? So, this right here is letting you know from the very get, right, that she's not a cream-colored dog or that she has lowercase e's, obviously, right? So this opens up the eumelanin, right? So this opens up the K locus, obviously. So we got a KBKY. So we know the last coat of paint is dark. She is tri AT. I really bit my tongue when someone had stated that she was ATAY. So she is tri, and we're going to go back and you're going to see her tri markings, but she is a true ghost tri, right? Because she's tri, but she's got KBKB. That's why this says not expressed. right? Right. And the D locus, obviously, she is diluted. She doesn't have cocoa. And obviously, her base color is black carrying brown, right? That's what she is. Look, let me bring her up. If you really look at her cheeks, you're going to see that her cheeks are not blue, nor are they white. They're tan colored. If you look at the outer side of her chest where that white is meeting the blue, if you really, really glance at it, you're going to see tan colors. And on her front right leg looking, front left leg for her, but front right leg when you're looking at her, you're going to notice a little bit of tan. On the one on the right, she's got white where the tan would be. But the one on the left, you could see a little bit of it. Let me see in this other picture if you could see it better. Now, here you could see her cheeks definitely got the tan points, but they're having a hard time coming through. And that has to do with the KB, which is the last coat of paint, which is dark, right? Yeah. So let's go to the comments, man. Let's see. D. Taylor. Had that D been lowercase and that KB, well, the KB you had it, but it has to be capital KB, by the way. You would have had it, man. You would have had it. Let's see. I'm looking through these comments here. Echo, you got close, man, but that B, the second B was lowercase. Also, you don't have anything on AT. KB, KY, that's got to be capital KB, guys. Uppercase B, lowercase b, ATAT, DD, Delvin Baker, you would have been right, but you're not a member, man. Y'all making it hard for me. You making it hard for me. You got my members giving you free memberships. We're on here talking colors. Come on, guys, for as little as $5 a month. Not only are you part of the conversation, you also get a free wheel spin. Let's see. Yeah, he says, wasn't the back leg? Man, you got me there. Yeah, VBX says, I be forgetting about that double E, which makes her ATAT, not AYAT. My fault. No, the double E does not make her ATAT. The double E, let me bring up the chart, guys. The double E, right? The double uppercase E is what opens everything up down to the K locus. Okay, if you had two lowercase e's, the only options that you have is brown, lighter brown with yellow and cream colored, and then champagne. Okay, but because you have an uppercase E, it opens up the K locus and it opens up, and then from there it opens up the A locus if you had the KY. All right. So no, the double E doesn't do that. Let's see, man. KBKY. Okay, Dietrich Hagen, it's not beloved, man. Appreciate you. Got my members giving out free memberships, man. Come on, guys, for as little as $5 a month.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Dietrich Hagen, it's not beloved, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for supporting us. We do this every Monday and every Friday, APCST. All right, so we're done with that girl. Let's bring up one more, which is my girl Ali. She's gonna be bred, right? Wait a minute, guys. Not as fast. All right. So yeah, my girl Ali. By the way, the girl I just showed you, she will be bred to this boy Hector in the summer. Right? I consider him to be the walking standard. And this next girl I'm going to show you as well is going to be bred to Hector. We already bred Hector to one of our females. And, these are the results we're seeing. So we're very, very excited as to what, our this boy Hector, I might as well call him my boy Hector because I got 10 credits on him. My boy Hector over here, what he's going to be able to do with our girl, and in addition, what he's going to be able to do with this girl right here, right? And this is my girl Ali, right? You can see her here. Same girl. Now, this one's going to get a few of you. I'm going to give you all the pictures I can of her. Okay? I'll give you all the pictures I can of her. So, look at that nose. Look at her nose. Look at the coat. What are you looking at? Right? What are you looking at? Tell me. Echo says he just passed a year of being a member. Nothing but love, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for the support, man. Javane Jackson, what likely color you breed a sable man? Okay, we're not going into that, bro. We're doing exercises here, man. You either decide to join us on that, or I don't know what to tell you right now, buddy. D Taylor says KBKY. Okay, this is interesting. KBKY, lowercase b, uppercase D. So he's saying she's not diluted. Okay, she's a strong brown dog, right? That's what he's saying, and he's calling her a try. So D Taylor, wow. Yes, Guy K9. I've said it here 100 times. BMBZ's Hector El Oso. He belongs to Peter Stoiber. In North Carolina. Yeah. All right. Jay Sanch says uppercase B, lowercase b. No, that doesn't make sense. KBKY EE. Oh, EJ jumping on the limb, calling her cream colored. AYAT, he's saying she's a tri-carrier. He's saying uppercase D, lowercase d. She is non-dilute with dilution carrier. But that uppercase B or lowercase b, you're saying that her base color is black? Come on, guys. Her base color cannot be black. Take a look at it. So, right? So, tell you what, we're going to bring it up. Malero says, again, he's saying last coat of paint is going to be dark, KBKY. He's calling her brown, 2 lowercase b's. He says non-dilute, uppercase with a dilute carrier, and AYAY, she's non-tri. All right. Interesting. Detrick Hagen says KYKY. Lowercase b, lowercase d, lowercase d, AYAT. Oh, I think we might get a winner over here, Detrick. I don't remember if she's AYAY or AYAT, but it's somewhere. KYKY, I agree with that. Non-dilute. I don't know about that. So let me go ahead and bring it up, man. Let's go ahead and bring it up. And let me bring it up. We'll find this out rather quickly. Ali, fabulous he. Here we go. Where you at, Ali? I got quite a few dogs we've tested, as you can see. Here she is, our girl. All right. Traits. Here we go. So the one thing no one said, I saw one person say lowercase e, but I know I didn't hit on colors about melanistic mask. But if you notice, she has black, kind of like on the nostril and on the tip of the muzzle. Right? Doesn't make it all the way back, but she is EM, right? So she's KY. Last coat of paint is transparent. Okay. She is AYAT. She is a tri-carrier. She is dilute, completely dilute. And she is uppercase B, lowercase b, right? Threw y'all a curveball. I hate to say it. I threw you a curveball because I knew full well that she is what you would call a blue fawn, right? And the reason you call her a blue fawn is because technically, genetically, right? Genetically, you're looking at black that is diluted. And we've said black that is diluted is blue. But she doesn't look blue, right? She doesn't look blue. So she has the capability, of course, of producing blues. But she is what you call a blue fawn. That's what her coloring is, right? Let me see if I have a picture of my girl Daisy Duke in here. She's another one that's a blue fawn. I must took it down to make space because this thing only allows so many colors. I'm sorry, so many pictures. Let me see if I could go online and bring up an American Bully that's a blue fawn, so you guys could see. All right. Yeah, here you go. Got a bunch of them, and they all look a little bit different. So check this out. Don't want you guys thinking I'm making things up, man. So blue fawn. There you go. Right? So let me see. Basically, look, you got that fawn coloration with that black, melanistic mask, if you will. Right? This one's showing you a little bit more bluish, right? You got a little bit more blue here and here and here on her melanistic mask. But you could have it like this. Right? These are all blue fawn, right? If we go to the genetics, it's going to show a dog like this. It's supposed to be a dog like this. And then I want you to see, I wrote blue fawn American Bully, right? So it's genetically, that's what it shows. Phenotypically, this is what you see. So what happens when you breed two blue fawns together, for example, right? You're going to get some blue fawns, but you're also going to get some straight up blues. You would never know that unless you genetically tested your dog, man. That's how crazy this is. I love it. I love it, man. Forgot about the mask. Yeah, man. Says I started to say big B, little b. Yeah, man. I got one wrong. I know, man. It's complicated, but it's fun because once you guys learn this, once you learn the coloration, man, let me tell you something. The next video we're going to make is what happens if I was to breed, say, Blueberry to Sunshine. What colors are we going to get? What happens if I breed Blueberry? Look, here, straight up. Here you go. I forgot what Blueberries. Here you go. This is Blueberry, right? So hold up before I continue. Let me bring up his embark. I forgot if he was uppercase B, or uppercase B, lowercase b. I totally forgot. Now, his mom was brown. That's why he runs a chance of having brown himself as a carrier. I don't know that. So let me quickly bring him up. And where you at, Blueberry? Here you go. Blueberry. All right. So what is his B locus? He's capital B, lowercase b. So if I breed Blueberry, right? Little old Blueberry over here, right? If I was to breed him, I'm just throwing an example out there, with our blue fawn girl that I just showed you, Ali, right? I would not be surprised if he cranks out a good amount of dogs looking brown, right? And we would never know unless we realized, I don't know, his B locus, he's carrying that lowercase b, right? It's that simple. Now, I know I haven't showed you guys the Punnett squares. I'm going to show you the Punnett square, but not just the Punnett square. It's going to be the Punnett square with various genes, right? Because we're also going to get into the length of the muzzle, maybe even the hair. I'm not sure yet. My whole point is the possibilities change rather drastically, right? Once you guys are able to figure this part out, and you're also able to figure out the double N, the NI, or the double I on the IGF-1, it really gives you a leg up as to what you're going to be producing compared to somebody that wouldn't be doing the genetic testing. Let's see. Autocorrect doesn't like this game, says Jeremy Malero. New to the channel and breeding community, Robinson Exotic Reptiles. Just know you can become a member of this channel. Go down to descriptions. For as little as $5 a month, man, you can be part of the conversation. And if you do win, you actually get to spin the wheel. If you win and you're not a member, I can't do none for you. Perfect Storm says, I appreciate all the great info, always schooling us with the knowledge. Yeah, man, that's what breeding is about. I need to make the weakest link watching us understand. If I'm able to make the weakest link watching us improve in knowledge, I'm improving the breed. That's what we should all be doing as breeders, man. So I told you guys we will be doing coloring, with real live dogs. I'm going to do one more dog, right? One more dog just to really ruffle your feathers, right? So there you go. There you go. Yeah. There you have it. See, when they're Merle, like he is, and that's all I'm going to give you, that nose is going to lose melanin because of the Merle displacement. So you can't go off of the nose when you're dealing with Merle, right? You got to go off of other things. So rather quickly, start dropping in your comments what you think he is. Yeah, Congo's a great looking dog. I like Congo, man. I just got to have the right female for him. That's all, man. They can produce black, blue, probably Isabella. Yeah. All right. 8. Nothing but love, man. 8 just became a new member. Hold up, man. Let me greet you properly, 8. Here we go.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. 8. We do this every Monday, every Friday at 8 PCST. Nothing but love, man. Welcome to the family. All right. EJ says, EJ took a step further. He says, Merle, right? VBX, listen up. EJ's schooling you over here, man. He says, uppercase M, lowercase m for Merle. I gave you that. 2 lowercase d's for dilution, 2 lowercase b's for brown, AT for tri, and KY for a transparent last coat. Is Ghost Merle and Cryptic Merle the same thing? I guess, Shay. I've always referred to it as cryptic. I'm not sure. I haven't heard really Ghost Merle, so I don't know. Could be new slang that I haven't picked up on. VBX, KYKY, AT. So KYKY. Transparent coat of paint. He is saying the dog is tri. He says the dog is brown because it's 2 lowercase b's. Says the dog is dilute because you got 2 lowercase d's. But he says the dog is not Merle because there's 2 lowercase m's. Right? That's what he's saying. Echo says Merle, which is an uppercase M, lowercase m. He says black is the base color because he has an uppercase B, lowercase b, meaning black carrying a recessive brown. Says EE for cream and KY for transparent coat of paint. Now remember, well, you didn't say anything on the tri front, so I'll just leave that there. I have a champagne tri. All right. Number love, man. I can't wait to make a tri Merle this year. There you go. You're looking at a tri Merle. I'll give you that. You're looking at a tri Merle. VBX says Merle. Okay. Dupree says Merle. That's diluted. It's brown and it has a transparent. Okay, but Dupree, is it a tri or is it a tri carrier? Like, don't just leave me there. You're not giving me the full picture, right? You're not giving me the full picture. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right, wait a minute. Zulema jumped in. She says clear coat of last coat of paint is clear. She's calling him a Merle. She says he's diluted and he's brown and he's tri. Not sure of the E-locus. All right. Let's take a quick glance. Let's take a quick glance at our boy Congo, the Congonator, right? Biggest teddy bear you're ever gonna meet, man. Biggest teddy bear you're ever gonna meet. Trust me on that. All right. Let's see, man. Congonator. Let's see. Congonator. Where you at, Congonator? And here he is. Boom. Let's go to traits. He's EMEM. He's KBKY. He is KBKY. All right? Which means he has a dark coat of paint. But we really can't see it because of the Merle color displacement. He's got AT, not expressed because of that KB up there. He's double diluted. He's got brown hair, lowercase b, right? And obviously he is Merle. Talk about a curve. Dude is walking around KBKY. Dalvin Baker just became a member. Dalvin, what do you think about that, man? He is KBKY. I would have never guessed it. And you really can't tell because the Merle pattern displaces color. Dalvin Baker.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. We do this every Monday, every Friday at 8 p.c.s.t. Thank you for joining our community, my friend. Look, EJ saying, no way. I know, man. I haven't seen his embark in a minute. Dupree said, Dietrich Hagen says, I had KB and erased it. Oh, hey, man, full can of wax, says Eco Bullies. It was, man. But listen, we've had a good live. I hope it's been a good learning experience. I told you guys, I don't want you looking at this thing like it's a class that you got to mosey on into and, that sort of thing. No, total opposite, man. I want you to look at this as up and coming Friday. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to learn as we're having fun. And hopefully you guys are able to put a lot of this stuff in practice, right? If you haven't downloaded the color chart, you can. If you want to go to the QBN app, right? This is what it looks like. Go all the way down to store, then click where it says color chart assessment tool. And boom, there it is. It goes for $9.99. It's not free. But trust me, guys, if you're out there buying puppies or whatever the case may be, this information up there is completely invaluable. It really is. Let's see. So here's a little, I don't know, a little tidbit of information, right? So if you show up somewhere and you're buying a pup and he or she has different color markings on the nose, like Congo does, right? The only way you're going to get that is if you have a color displacement pattern. It could be Merle, it could be Harlequin, it could be anything else. If you notice, it's totally different than, say, Sunshine's, right? Sunshine's coloring is solid. But Congo's, on the other hand, is speckled, right? Let me take a look at my girl. Okay, she's a cryptic Merle. She's solid. Okay, so there you go. If you have a cryptic Merle, there's no way you're going to be able to tell because their nose is not necessarily speckled like a full Merle would be. I was kind of leading down in that direction. So it's good to know. This is why you must test every puppy in the litter And if you're buying, you must demand the test. That way, you know full well if you're getting a Merle, that it is a Merle. And if you're not getting a Merle, that it's absolutely not a Merle. Either way, guys, listen, it's been a lot of fun. We've been on here just a hair over an hour and a half. Let me read the last comments we have here. Dupree Anders says, oh, man, these damn curveballs. We got to sneak these trivia segments in at least once or twice. I think so, man. I think so. Dietrich Hagen saying, what's up? Number love, man. Shade Tree, thank you. Friday Bully Live, so fun, much needed. You got it. Echo, been here a year now. I could grab a spin. Echo, listen, I gave you 3 shots of getting the answer right, man. Come on, man. Listen, we're going to keep dropping these trivias. Echo, just do a little bit more homework on this color chart. Pretty sure you're going to get more than 1 spin, man. Just figure it out. Please, Raul, a little more info on that EM and how it works. Here's the thing, guys. Let me open it up real quick and let's read it all together. This way, let me remove that. There you go. Bring that up. And then, hold on. Let me move this here. Oh, hold on. Let me move myself out the way now. Jesus. See what happens when you don't have Kyle to yell at. There you go. All right, so real quick, man, real quick. Let's go over the melanistic mask. All right, so the reason I want to read it is because I'm also going to show you how it doesn't come up with our dogs. So look, right here, dogs with 1 or 2 copies of the EM variant, right, may have, really important, may have, not they will, they may have a melanistic mask, dark facial hair as commonly seen in German Shepherd dog and pug, okay? In the absence of EM dogs with, so I'm not even going to get into grizzled or all that stuff. This is what's important right here, right? You may get a melanistic mask. So let me show you what a melanistic mask looks like. And I think it has a lot to do with turning fawn dogs into blue, if you ask me, right? Because all the dogs that I've had that have that EM and that are supposed to, let me rewind. The dogs that I've had that are blue fawns, they all have a melanistic mask, right? So I don't know. I think there's something to do with it. I just, you know, I can't scientifically prove it, but I think it's got something to do with it. So melanistic mask, right? Pretty much they all look a lot like our blue fawns, right? To a certain extent, right? I mean, look at this mastiff, right? Yeah, but their mask actually goes around the eyes as well, which the blue fawn kind of does the same thing, right? Not all of them, but definitely some of them. You see the masking? They got that black patch over the muzzle and to the eyes. So look what happens. Let me make sure you guys are seeing my screen. Yeah, you are. So look at what happens if I go back one to the blue fawns, right? And look at this one. It's got the blue there, and then it kind of makes it to the eyes. This one has a little bit of black there, but most of it is up front. This one, it kind of blends in. I don't know what it is. I think that when you have EM, and I take it back. When you have a blue fawn, for some reason, every blue fawn I've come across, both in my yard and the people I've consulted, have EM as the first letter, or EM. So I'm thinking it's got something to do with that, man. Echo says, I didn't have the chart, came in late, always great info. Buying the chart tonight. Thanks, Raul. Number love, man. You got it. Just got on, had to work overtime. Number love and Sarata catches on the replay. Guys, listen. This is all very interesting, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. Next video, we're going to be speaking more as to what happens when you breed A to B. Do you get C or D as a result? But nonetheless, man, I appreciate you guys for joining us. It's been Raul from the Q, and I'll be catching you on the next one.
American Bully, that's a dream. From XL booties to extreme. Pocket standing, not left behind. Bully breathing is a grind and we don't mind. Pick it up shit, face don't posting. Put in the time, we get up behind. Stand on your 2 feet, no joint in crowd. Stay grounded with 10 toes down. Some get big handy when they win at a show. Some act like Joe. Plus some hype.